Hey, hey, welcome to another video here on Lissa's Raw Food Romance. My name is Lissa, and I've been following a raw diet for over 10 years now. And today I'd like to talk about finding balance in what you eat, and how even though we are the same, we are also different. So let's chat about all of that in this video. Thank you so much for joining me today for this video. I appreciate your time spending with me. If you like these videos, please click like and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out all the resources that we have for you down in the description box below where the links go. All the links for all the stuff we have, like our Raw Food Romance online community, where we go live every month and do raw food classes, where you can also access all the replays. So when you join, you get access to all the replays and the future lives that we do as well. So join up there. We have 40% off any or all of our raw vegan recipe ebooks with code RAWFOOD40, and the meal planning app as well, rawfoodromance.com, and the link to the print versions on Amazon are all down below in the description box. So head on down there if you're interested in some of those. And let's chat about finding balance. So many people ask me, like, is a raw diet good for everybody? And that's a kind of a fully loaded question, because I believe yes, and I also believe no. And it's about finding balance with where you're at, because now we are all very much the same. We all have cells, we all have hearts and lungs and a brain and nutritional needs. We all need calories, we all need protein, we all need fiber, we all need these things. So it's pretty universal across the board. We need similar things. What differentiates us from each other is things like our gut microbiome, how we were eating when we grew up, our genetics as well. Like, certain people can't methylate certain vitamins. And there are differences that we have, but we are basically the same in many ways. We all have hormones. We all, experience these things. We all need nutrition, obviously. So I believe a raw diet is ideal for most people, if not all people, but it depends on where you're starting at. Where are you starting from? What does your gut microbiome look like? How are you able to digest high fiber foods? How are you able to do these things? It's really important to start with where you are at and to learn more about your body and what makes you unique from everybody else, and then work with your body instead of against it. And other things like stress, trauma, food sensitivities, belief systems, even placebo effect, even can come into play when it comes to how we react to the food that we're eating. There are so many other factors that go beyond just having cells and hearts and lungs. Like, we all need omega-3 to have healthy cells and healthy brain function. We need calories to burn for energy. We need fiber to feed our gut microbiome. We need these basic things, but each person is going to need different things based on all of these other reasons. And something that's really interesting with food sensitivities that I learned a really long time ago was that if you are dealing with high stress and trauma, you can become sensitive to foods and they can feel like they are an allergy, for example. So my homeopathic doctor from a long time ago told me this story about what got her interested in doing like emotional clearing of traumas, for example, when it comes to food. She was reading this article about somebody who had split personality disorder. And when they were person A, they could eat peanuts just fine and they wouldn't have any reaction. But when they were person B, if they came near peanuts at all, they could go into anaphylactic shock. So it was the same body, but each personality had different traumas linked to it. And the person B obviously had a trauma that was linked to peanuts, which caused these issues. And she found that super fascinating. And I do too, how our beliefs and our traumas can mold how our bodies react to the different foods that we consume. She told me another story about a girl who went off to college. And she was away from her parents. She was in an unknown place, and she was very scared and very, very, very stressed out when she went off on her own. There was a little market beside the college, and she would go there and she would buy pears because they were it was that season and they were on sale or whatever. And she ate tons and tons of pears during this really, really stressful first few weeks or months of her college experience. And after a while, she became sensitive to the pears and she started reacting to them. And it wasn't necessarily the pears themselves that were causing the reaction. It was the fact that her body conditioned itself to know that there was stress when the pears were coming in. So because she was eating so many of them, the body assumed that the pears were causing the stress. And so she became kind of like sensitive, or I don't want to say allergic, but just sensitive to pears. And her body would react whenever she would have those. And another final example that I'll share here, obviously is not vegan, but I'll share it as an example. There was a little boy who was totally fine with dairy, totally fine. Not that I'm saying dairy's fine, but he could eat it and he didn't have a reaction. And then one day he experienced a very traumatic thing where he saw his pet pass away. And this was super traumatic for him. And he experienced this while he was eating an ice cream cone. So I won't share the details because it's a little too gory, but this little boy, after that incident, could no longer consume dairy. He had severe reactions to dairy and it was almost immediate. The body had experienced the severe trauma by seeing his beloved pet pass away while he was consuming the dairy. So the body created this like energetic aversion to dairy, and then he would start reacting to it. So my homeopathic doctor, she would work with people and try to clear their traumas. And once the traumas were cleared, through, her therapies, whatever she was doing, they could then consume those foods without having the same reaction. So long story short, finding balance is working with yourself and where you're at, your traumas and your genetics and your gut microbiome and your belief systems, and working around all of those to find balance within. Because yes, we all need fiber, we all need protein, we all need calories, we all need nutrition, we all need calcium and all these things, right? We all need these. But we all need different things at different times of our lives as well, different stages, because different stages require different things. When you get older, maybe you need more calcium, more weight-bearing exercise to have better bone density. Maybe you need a little more protein. It really depends on where you're at and what your goals are, and really looking inward and finding out what your body needs. So I have 3 quick tips that I want to share on how to find more balance. Tip number 1 would be to, instead of doing exactly what somebody else is doing, take inspiration from what they're doing and make it work with your lifestyle and your diet instead of trying to copy them exactly. Because trying to copy them exactly might not be exactly what you need. So learn from others, take inspiration, apply what works, and just test it out for yourself and see if that's helpful for you. Second tip is to have grace. Be kind to yourself. Take your time. Continue learning. Keep trying new things and find balance in variety. Don't do anything super too extreme. Just find balance in the boring. Sometimes that's where the beauty is. Our body loves routine. Our body loves variety. It loves to have everything covered and to get abundance. We want to give our bodies abundance. So be graceful with yourself. If you are not perfect right then and there, that's okay, because perfect doesn't exist anyways. So just work on everything that you can slowly and surely with your body. Work with your gut microbiome, like I said, instead of against it. Because if you force too much fiber in and you're coming from a low fiber diet, that's going to be really uncomfortable. And a lot of people will say, plant foods make me feel like crap. I shouldn't be eating them. But it's not because plant foods aren't human foods. It's because their gut microbiome needs a lot more TLC and a lot more care, a lot more consistency, a lot more variety, slowly and surely, to help build it. And so everyone's going to be different. People can't just jump in from a 5 gram day fiber intake to an 80 gram a day fiber intake. It's going to be very, very uncomfortable. So like I said, it depends on where you're coming from, and finding balance there and working towards a different balance as you move through your new habits and you start including more raw foods into your life or including better sleep schedules slowly with small increments, like if you're going to bed at midnight and you want to start going to bed at 9, don't just go to bed at 9. Go to bed at 11:45 for a few days and then 11:30 for a few days and then slowly titrate down to 9 if that's the goal, right? So be kind to yourself, have some grace, be patient because it takes time to get to where we want to go. And the third final tip would be to reflect. See what worked, what doesn't work, what you could do differently, and then go back to step one, find inspiration from other people, and then test it out in your own life and see how it is. But always striving for balance. Don't go too extreme. Just try little things here and there. And over time, those little things build up and can change your life for the better. So thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please click like. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out all the cool links that we have below. We have so many resources for you, including our live raw food classes. If you want to watch us make stuff in the kitchen and teach you all the things that we know, join the Raw Food Romance online community. You get access to the live classes and you get access to all of the past replays as well. So if you want to join those, please do so. And you can get 40% off any or all of our raw vegan recipe ebooks with code RAWFOOD40. And the link for the meal planning app is down below, as well as the print versions that you can get on Amazon from like our wrap book and burger book and soup book and meal plans. They're all there. Go check them out. Resources down below where the links go. I love you all so much, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Until then, I believe in you, in finding balance, and fruit on.